Hey Grizzlies, this is Miss Treen, and I'm going to be going over our Godinez Return to Play uh, plan. It's a presentation to go over the plan, protocols, and the procedure for this to happen. So a lot of information. I'll try to go as fast as I can, but and some may be repetitive, but it's stuff everybody needs to understand and um, pull off in order for this to happen. So. Um, Again, I'm the athletic director, and I am directly responsible for the plan, its implementation, maintaining the protocols and procedures. And I take this very seriously. This is a potentially life-threatening virus. So I'm going to do everything in my power to maintain safe sports environment for our students and staff and community. That being said, this is a cooperative effort, and if people don't cooperate, then they will be cut out of the plan. But it is imperative that everybody is on the same page. So that's what this is about. That's what this is to go over: the plan, the procedures, and the protocols. Because this isn't a normal situation any longer, and that virus is real and it's out there. So everyone needs to be sure they understand that. And if it's something you want to do and participate, this is um, strictly voluntary. Nobody is being forced to do this. So what is the plan? That's what I'm going to go over right now. Hopefully that will make it a little more clear as to exactly how we're going to do this. And ADs and district personnel have been working on this for several weeks. So this is for phase 2, and that's conditioning only, and that's based on the COVID numbers. We're focusing at Godinez on varsity level fall sports, which are cross country, football, volleyball, and water polo. All the coaches would have to be completely cleared through the BRIT system, through all the modules for the district, and CPR first aid up to date, along with all the other certifications. All of our athletes have to be cleared completely through me on athleticlearance.com. Everything's being done online, uploading a current physical, providing your medical insurance information, and all of the signed forms online need to be completed, as well as uploading the confirmation page for the sport. ADs have an ongoing file of cleared student athletes, and this is for participation only for conditioning. The tentative return date is October 15th. There'll be 3 groups. It's outside activity only, nothing indoors, nothing in the gym. Cross country and volleyball are going to be at Godinez because the park is closed. And football is going to be over at Carr on the turf fields. Water polo, obviously, over at Valley's Pool. All staff must wear a mask at all times, maintain social distancing, and coordinate all this with the kids that they are working with in their pod. Athletes must wear a mask during less strenuous activities are the only time that they can take it off, and then they need to put it back on for easier activities or when they're at rest. There's a very limited use of equipment right now, and no shared balls or shared equipment. Everything will have to be wiped down and sterilized after each use and at the end of practice. How are you going to get there, and how are you going to leave? Everything has to be coordinated. Okay, they're going to come in pods of 10, and we have exact names. So this is an invitation-only event. It is not open to all of the kids that are cleared. Let me say that again. This is an invitation-only event, and only those athletes are to come, nobody else. So the entrance. So because we have 3 different locations, basically, it's important you understand where you're going for drop-off and pickup. So parents are going to drop off the student athlete at a specific location at Godinez and a specific location at Carr or at the swimming pool. Parents are to remain in their cars at all times. Students are not to arrive early. They're going to be given a specific arrival time, and you need to try to stick to that as much as possible. And coaches are going to escort their pod out when practice is ended, and they are not to hang out. They need to leave and go home. They arrive wearing what they need to work out in, arrive with a mask, arrive with a water bottle, a marked water bottle with at least 32 ounces of water. There'll be no filling up of water bottles and using of a water water boy or a water spigot at all. Okay. So also, we need to ensure that student athletes are cleared and they have no COVID symptoms. So there's going to be a check-in for that. So staggered start times, and people will arrive at different times to get checked in. Specific check-in location areas are going to be provided right now too. Students are assigned to a specific pod and specific arrival time by the head coach, and they need to keep the number of students at or below 10 and the same students for the entire time and the entire time that we're doing this until further notice. 6-foot spacing needs to be recognized at check-in and at all times. Social distancing. Athletes are need to come ready, like I said, wearing a mask and bringing their own water bottle, at least 32 ounces of water, clearly marked with their name on it. They're going to check in answering a provided COVID Google screen form using their Chromebook or cell phone. I'll provide QR codes that will take them directly to it. Okay. They will fill out the COVID screening form upon arrival and check in with myself, with our athletic trainer, or with a certificated coach that is working with their program. Okay. If they do not have their phone, we will have paper form there for them to check in. Parents must keep the athlete at home if they're experiencing any symptoms of COVID-19 and inform the athletic director and school nurse. If students answer yes to any of the screening questions, they are exhibiting symptoms while at practice, they are to immediately place their mask back on if they removed it for strenuous exercise, and be prepared to be separated from the group and sent home. Athletes exhibiting any COVID-19 symptoms will need to be cleared by the school nurse before returning to practice. So they're going to have to be quarantined and all that stuff depending on their situation. The nurse will be contacting and going over what needs to be done moving forward for that athlete and their family. So this is important because if anybody comes in contact with the rest of the pod will probably be quarantined as well. Student COVID-19 tracking process. School staff member becomes aware the student is diagnosed or exposed to COVID-19 or sends a student home for possible symptoms of COVID-19. Step 2, the staff member notifies the school nurse. The school nurse or the LVN calls the family to verify the details and determine the need for testing, isolation, quarantine dates, need for resources, and the ability to access distance learning. The school nurse then also notifies the Orange County Health Department of any report of a positive student. The school nurse or the LVN notifies risk management, the principal, attendance clerk, and other school site staff members, such as teachers, coaches, the athletic director, as necessary. Site principal, school nurse, and the designated staff member will follow the direction and guidelines from the health department to notify family of the student in the event of an exposure at school. Risk management will conduct tracing of the staff members and determine the risk of exposure. Risk management will notify staff members and give direction on the need to test, isolate, or quarantine. Students participating in PE or athletics must have physical clearance to return to participation for PE or athletics. Locations, where are we doing all this stuff? Okay, so for cross country and volleyball, the students will be dropped off at the front of the campus and will check in at the back of the gym in front of the girls' locker room gate. We will have a table set up and social distancing, spacing, etc. to check in. The restrooms for use will be the ones that are on the far side, on the boys' side, outdoor basketball court, facing the outdoor basketball courts. Football is over at Carr. The athletes are going to be dropped off at the parking area that's located near the second field, the furthest one, off of Rate. At the swimming pool, they're going to be dropped off near the swimming pool and enter that parking lot off of Greenville. Practice protocols. Locker rooms are not available, so you have to come ready. Students have to come ready to practice. You need to bring their own water, at least 32 ounces of water, and will not be able to refill water bottles on campus. And you're not going to be able to practice without bringing water. You will be sent home at check-in. Coaches will assign practice pods and times for every sport, and the pods will remain the same until SAUSD So the pods will remain the same until further notice. And sanitation stations are going to be placed at each check-in station and other select places at the Godinez campus. The other two places I don't know. At this point, any student athlete who's unable to follow the rules is going to be sent home and will not be permitted to practice or participate. Okay, if you have any questions, you need to contact me or the athletic director's office. Here's my trusty map that I made for us. The drop-off is located in the front of the school, behind the gym, in front of the girls' locker room. Where that gate is will be the check-in point. Okay, coaches will escort pods to the front of the school at the end for a staggered exit. Athletes will not arrive early. They will arrive at the assigned pod time, and there's no socialization. Ha ha ha, good luck. This is going to be tough. Athletes will leave immediately after the workout with no socialization as well. And this is very important. Okay, so it's a business plan, guys. We got to come and do the business and then go home. This is a different situation than we're used to, and it's going to require a lot of effort on everyone's part to restrain themselves because we've all been pent up for months. Okay, so please be diligent about that. My coaches as well. There's a Carson Valley map. I know that the writing is very small, and I apologize for that. But the pool entrance will be off of Greenville into the parking lot, drop off near the pool. The entrance to get into the pool will be at the main pool gates. Again, pods coming at a specific time, social distancing, wearing a mask, ready to go in your swim outfit. The football will be drop off and exit will be behind those fields off of Rate near the second field closer to the softball field. And again, same thing, water, 32 ounces or more, a mask, ready to go. Bring your phone or Chromebook because you're going to be checking in on the QR code and answering the questions. And if you pass the test, you get to come in and you'll be going directly to your pod. One thing I didn't mention is that I'm plan on using either dots or wristbands to indicate people's pods. And so you know exactly which pod you're going to. You should know that anyway because there'll be a list of names. So what is the workout schedule? The workout schedule for the cross country and the volleyball and the water polo and the football varsity, I like to call it senior summer camp, senior summer COVID camp, COVID conditioning camp. So what is the schedule for that? The schedule is going to be Mondays, cross country. Everybody's going on Monday at a different time and different location, but volleyball and cross will be over at Godinez, and Carr will have football, and water polo will be at the Valley Pool. Tuesday will be water polo at the pool. They're the only ones going on Tuesday. And this is the scheduling that I'm going off of the coaches have given me and requested. So it may change, but this is the way it is right now as of today. Wednesday, cross country, football, volleyball, and water polo will have workouts. Thursday, football only. Friday will be cross country and volleyball. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday will be cross country and volleyball. Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday will be football. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is water polo. So that is the current schedule at this time. At the moment. So that is the schedule at this point in time. Cleaning protocols. We need to ensure that all the areas are cleaned, the hard surfaces, the equipment, and the gear. Coaches are going to be responsible for cleaning and sanitizing their areas and the equipment that's used during practice as needed and based on activities. Students are going to be helping wipe down the equipment before and after their use and after each practice session. The groundskeeper, the athletic grounds person, will be helping to assist in cleaning facilities as needed and assigned by the administration. Our equipment manager, awesome Ms. Moraga is going to be helping with the cleaning supplies and facilities as needed. And our custodial staff will also be doing their part by cleaning the facilities that are being used once we do more indoor stuff and we need those things done. So this will be an ongoing process. It will require everyone to be part of it. And we will also be needing to establish a working teamwork environment for all of this to happen. Like I said before, this is going to require everyone to do their share. Hard surfaces again, the door handles, the doors, the restrooms will be sanitized nightly. All equipment and gear sanitized after each use, including between pods. That means the coaches, the equipment manager, the kids, the groundskeeper, the custodian, everybody has their part. The storage of the supplies are going to be happening in the athletic equipment area at Godinez, and we will provide coaching staff with what they need at the start and, if necessary, after practice has concluded. So this is important stuff. And again, it's going to require teamwork. And if everyone does their part to try to do their best, that will help to mitigate at least the spread on surfaces and items. Again, athletes are to come dressed in the attire that they're going to work out in and not share anything, clothing, water bottles, towels, whatever, no sharing of anything. And the same thing goes with our staff. So everyone needs to make sure that they are doing that. Okay. Athletic training room. Taping sessions are going to happen at one time, one at a time, 30 minutes for treatment, maybe. Jason will be coordinating this stuff, 5 to 10 minutes for taping. Individuals must wash their hands if they're going into the training room or the designated treatment area. And due to the sweat of athletes, they're going to be asked to wipe down the exposed areas with cleansing wipes. If a student is being taped, the area must be cleaned with alcohol prior and after. Ice, no students or coaches are going to be allowed access to the ice machine. There'll be pre-made bags that Jason will have available in a cooler. Hand sanitizer must be used before you touch anything and open the cooler to get a bag. Wrapping of ice bags will not be available at this time, and there will be no whirlpool or ice baths available at this time. Excuse me. Emergencies. There will be a dedicated treatment table or an area for emergencies, and obviously we will have all the distributed phone numbers to everyone in case of an emergency. What do you do as a staff member if you think you may have got COVID or have been exposed to someone who has it or have been contacted by someone who has it? First step, you need to contact risk management immediately. You call Camille Bowden or Esteban Lopez. Then you're going to inform your immediate supervisor that you have contacted risk management. So you need to inform Mr. Church and myself, and then we will be obviously involving the school nurse. And what is risk management's job in all this? Their job is to coordinate the effort to mitigate the situation. So risk management will be responsible for notifying the employee and will conduct an inquiry. They'll call you and ask questions as to everything and try to figure out the tracing aspect of all of this. Okay. So only those employees who may have been in contact will be contacted. Risk management is also responsible for clearing an employee to return to work, and they're going to direct you as to whether or not you need to quarantine. They also will be responsible for reviewing the timeline and the attendance for the employees who have been directed to quarantine. Okay, so risk management is an integral part in all this. And one of the reasons why they're not too happy about any of this, because there probably there's going to be an outbreak. I'm just going to be straight up truthful with you. Our numbers are still very high. This is all voluntary. Okay, nobody has to do this. And if we choose to, We can push things back beyond October 15th. If you feel you are not ready to do this, or your staff is not, then please let me know about this. In closing, you need to be extremely diligent and be an excellent example for student athletes, with the wearing of masks and the social distancing and the hand washing and the cleaning of equipment and the sanitizing. This is a really nasty disease and is potentially life-threatening, and it is very, very contagious. Okay? Be strict. The kids are going to be excited about coming back, but it is not to socialize. Okay? This is strictly to come back to condition. We don't have to do this right now. Others are going to be closely watching and monitoring everything, so you have to be diligent. I would like you to set up a Zoom meeting with your staff, parents, and the participating athletes and invite me. You can run the meeting and use this presentation to review the information, but I just want to have an answer question in case people have questions, because we need to emphasize all the strong points of this and the seriousness of the situation if they want to come back. Review your plan, please. Be sure that the athletes' names that you have given me are the athletes that will be coming, and they are the ones that are completely cleared. I will be reviewing it as well. We need to stagger the pods, time coming in and also exiting, okay? Coordinate everything. Review the days and times that we have scheduled for your sport. If we need to alternate something, we need to do that, but let's make sure everybody's on the same page with the scheduling. Do not go over your scheduled time for the end of practice. Stay on time. This is not that important to go into extra time, okay? Strictly conditioning, guys, okay? This isn't full-blown practice, and the benefit is to help our athletes get back into activity. So let's do this the right way, as safely as we humanly possibly can. One of my favorite quotes here: integrity is the choice between what's convenient and what's right. Okay? And if you're going for convenience, then people are going to get sick and possibly even die. So what's right is important here. Okay? Truth matters. What's right is matter. What's right matters. And we're going to do this the right way or not at all. I'd like to thank you in advance, and just let you know that I support anything that you want to do, whether you want to or not want to do this. After really thinking about it, that's okay too. But I thank everybody for their dedication and for what you do for our students, our school, our athletes, our community, and our parents. Your services are invaluable, and I know how important it is to the development of our student athletes and making them good people. Credit goes to Slides Media for the slide presentation. I forgot to mention Ms. Pruden. I used one of her slides that she provided. The schedule slide, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday schedule slide was from her, and I thank her for that. But I just want to say in closing, I'm hesitant. I'm kind of scared, but it is what it is, and let's do this and do it the right way. And I thank you for your attention to this and the importance of the matter.